Happy holidays, you guys. What's up? What's up? I hope everybody's safe and having a really good holiday, okay? Quick vid. This is in response to one of our fellow family members on this channel by the name of Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Got love for you, Dawn. And Dawn, basically, I couldn't print out her email yet because the library was closed. But in a nutshell, Dawn wanted me to address and make a video on what do you do? How do you handle when the narcissist decides to show up uninvited to your home or against your wishes? Like, in general, if you blatantly said, like, don't come here. If you were like, I never want to see your ass around here, don't come near my home, whatever, right? And they go, oh, and they take it as an invitation to invite themselves, all right? So many things went through my mind on this topic. Number one, it literally happened to me. That very thing happened to me a few months ago. I think I put it in a video where someone that I disconnected from, and they knew exactly why I disconnected from them, decided to pop up at my apartment building. Luckily and thankfully for me, I was blessed enough to have security already pinpoint that something was wrong with that person, and they didn't let them in here, right? But everybody doesn't have that happen. Sometimes, and a lot of times, oftentimes, they get through. Case in point, I'll tell you a recent story. It's actually occurring right now while I'm making this video. I have a friend, and this friend used to be a crossing guard at my kid's school, right? And she recently reached out because her son, her adult 30-something-year-old son, who lives with her, by the way, or was living with her, or able to stay with her, something like that, had recently began attacking her, like physically, verbally assaulting her, right? And of course she's like, you gotta go. You know what I mean? So he knows he's not allowed there. He knows he's not on the lease. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, she's also taking care of, I believe they might be his kids, because she's an older woman. She's probably like in her 60s, and she's taking care of like an 11-year-old and it's a 10-year-old and like a 15-year-old. And they both have major like disabilities. One needs a wheelchair. The other one, can't like walk at all, like needs to like diaper changes and stuff. And so she's like really struggling to take care of this dude's kids, or at least one of her children's children. Okay, so basically what's happening to her right now is she lives on the first floor of her apartment building. It's a horrible place to live when you are trying to get away from someone who is now stalking and assaulting you, right? The first floor is major easy access. So what's happening to her right now is that he's been breaking in. There are no bars on her windows. All right. Her own mother has been enabling him. So her own mother gave this dude a key, the spare key that was meant for her ass, so that he can do this, right? So sometimes when she comes in her place from work, because he knows where she works, he knows what time she works, right? You can see that her place has been ransacked or something. You can see that her bed has been like messed with, or like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if dude came in and put anything in the food. Anything. And she's got these two children that can't, literally will never be able to fend for themselves because they have major disabilities, right? Do you think that she calls the cops? Yeah. Do you think that helped? I'll let you answer that one. No, it does not. We'll get to that in a second. So recently, he has broken in through the window, just busted the window out. And for any of you who know what D.C. is like, Washington, D.C., she lives in Southeast. Southeast is definitely not where you want to go. I mean, you really don't want to be in D.C., but if you're in here, Southeast is like not that place. You know what I mean? So he's been breaking in the window while she's trying to sleep. She has to sleep in the same room as the kids. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that she can try to be the first one to die for real in case he comes in. That maybe she can use her life to make sure he doesn't take theirs. So what happens when a narcissist shows up uninvited? That is a fight to the absolute death. And I know that a lot of people are expecting me to say some like sugar-coated Willy Wonka Candyland stuff, right? I know it's Christmas and there's glitter on things and there's sparkly lights, but to people that are being abused by a narcissist, the only sparkling lights that your eyes are seeing is when they're punching you in your damn face, or it's the lights from the cop car. Alright? Or it's you on your back, and you know how the hospital lights look on the ceiling when they're rolling your ass to the emergency, to the intensive care, the ICU. Alright? Or the lights of you going to jail because you had to hurt them. Alright? That is what happens when a narcissist invites themselves. Matter of fact, I've been trying to record this for a couple of days, and then today was like it for me. I'm like, I'm recording this all day long. Guess what? It's been one distraction after another. You know how I know this message is important? Because anytime you're about to do something important, whether it be live your life for God, whether it be turn over a new leaf and improve yourself, any improvement, any positive thing, the devil going to try to come and mess it up. Period. All right? And that's what's happening with her. She's taking care of these kids that don't even belong to her. All right? And here come this dude. You don't even know if he's going to crawl in the window and stab all of y'all and cut you up in your sleep or something. And nobody's helping her. This is what people don't like to tell you about narcissistic abuse, okay? What they like to say, they like to give you the whole little, like, let's open the book and let's tell you about the book, like what you do. All you gotta do is get a restraining order. All you gotta do is just get you a restraining order. Once you get, guess what this lady has? She has a TPO, a temporary protection order. Do you think that's helping her out? No, because half the time you can't even find them to legitimately serve their ass. So even if you did get one and obtain one, you're not finding a narcissist, because what do? They move around all the time, baby. They're always on the move. You have no idea what their actual address is, boo. Only thing you know about them is possibly one of the addresses of one of their many sources of supply. All right. And hopefully that address is correct, because there's been times where I needed to serve my ex and couldn't, because the address he gave me, by the way, the address he gave me to put down as the second parent to our daughter for the daycare I was applying for, that address was false. He didn't give a shit. He didn't even give a shit that was for our daughter. He gave me a false address because he didn't want me to know where he lived. So basically, when you are dealing with anybody, I don't care if they're narcissistic or not, showing up to someone's place of residence uninvited, or against their will, that is a narcissistic trait, whether that's a full-blown narc or not. That is anybody who disregards your boundaries in any arena is gross as shit. All right? They do not care about you. There's no way I can care about you and deliberately hopscotch over your boundaries. All right? With a smile on my face. So, unfortunately, Dawn, there is nothing you can really do other than get your own means of protection when you are dealing with individuals and entities, because there is an entity navigating that ship. God is not navigating that individual. There is an entity navigating that ship. That boat has been pirated, bruh, by demons. All right? And I kind of feel like that's one of those situations where you just have to go to street justice and tell no one. That's me telling you that. I don't care what your religion is, baby, and how nice you want to be. Nice doesn't keep you out of the grave. Prayer and a Smith & Wesson. That's what I got to say about that. Prayer and a Smith & Wesson. And always be strapped. Because I was thinking about how when I was going through that situation, I must have called the cops. I must have called them at least 100 times. They must have showed up only like maybe 40 times. And all of those times, nothing happened. By the way, in DC, fun fact about DC, if you get a restraining order on someone and they actually get caught red-handed stalking you, they release them within 24 hours. Meaning what? Meaning they just let somebody out after arresting them over you, who's now mad enough to absolutely murder you. And they gonna come and do it because they're out. They don't even need a bond. They don't even need a bond to get out. They just let them out. So, who is the first narcissist on the planet? I'll tell you one that didn't even reach the planet before they became a narc. That would be Satan. The devil. The devil's the first narcissist. You gotta be real raggedy to literally know God, be God's like right-hand man, and look at him one day and go, I can do that better than you, when that's the person that created you. And then actually actively try, even till right now. We can go, if you need to read about this, it's in Mark 1, I think it's Mark 1, chapter 12. It's Mark 1, verses 12 through 15. That is when Jesus was tempted by the devil when he was in the wilderness fasting. What better example is it than the devil tempting Jesus in the wilderness, knowing full well who Jesus was, right? While he's fasting, while he's doing the right thing to become even closer to God the Father, right? What better time for him to then come in and be like, I can show you something better than that. And Jesus was like, if you don't get out my face, like now, right? That's how the devil still is doing us. He's so narcissistic that it's been since the beginning of time, and he is still trying. Narcissists do not believe in the word no. It's like a New York traffic light. Crossing the street in New York, you cross whenever you feel like it. Green means go and red means go. So unfortunately, when you're dealing with a narcissist, that restraining order never matters. They want to make you think that it does because it gives you the illusion that something's being done. But the only thing being done is a paper trail being created, kind of, for you. And what good is a paper trail when the only time that piece of paper is relevant is when it's too late? Is when what are you going to do? Die, be murdered by that person, and they look in one of your pockets or in your clutched fist and open that piece of paper and go, oh yeah, she did have a restraining order. I guess we really should have taken that seriously. Oh man, another Jane Doe, another da-da-da, another. That's how that happens. So at the end of the day, my answer to that is a little unorthodox, but it's kind of foolproof. The only way you handle someone that doesn't respect your boundaries as far as appearing at your home or at your job or whatever it is when they are dangerous and they're a threat to your life is a 45 and a shovel. Anyway, I hope you guys are having like the most amazing holiday ever. If you're as tired as me but with joy and glitter in your heart, then yeah, that's about where I'm at right now. I love you guys, and contact me anytime. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you. Love you. Bye.